Hello, Level 3. This is going to be our elapsed time interactive notebook. So please put that title at the top. A reminder that you can pause the video at any point to get caught up, and you are writing everything that I write. Our first definition is elapsed time. That is the time that passes from the beginning to the end of an activity. So we want to know when something starts to the end. That is the time in between, which is my elapsed time. So for example, if school starts at 8:20 and goes until 3:20, my elapsed time is going to be all that time in between. For elapsed time, we're going to be solving word problems to find what the elapsed time is. So we're going to solve word problems that go to the nearest hour and half hour, and then as well as word problems that go from the nearest minute. So finding elapsed time to the nearest minute. So the first one we're going to do says Olivia started yoga class at 12 p.m. Yoga ended at 1:30 p.m. How long did the class take? So if we start at 12 p.m. and we go until 1:30, okay, I can make a timeline to solve this. My start time, 12, is going to go on the left side. My end time, 1:30, is going to go on the right side. When I'm on a perfect hour, I can count by the nearest hour. So if I go from 12, my next hour would be 1. And then I go from 1 to 1:30, that would be 30 minutes. So here, this is going to be 1 hour. And from here to here, that is 30 minutes. What I'm going to do is add these together. So my elapsed time would be 1 hour and 30 minutes. That is my elapsed time. My second word problem, the Jaguar basketball game started at 7 p.m. It ended at 9 p.m. How long did the game take? So again, starting at 7 and it goes until 9. I want to know what my elapsed time is. If you know it off the top of your head, that works. If not, then we draw a timeline. My start time on the left, my end time on the right. I'm going to count to the nearest hour. So from 7, I know 8 o'clock would come next. After 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, so I don't need to draw another time. So from 7 to 8, that is 1 hour. From 8 to 9, that is 1 hour. Add those together, and that's going to give me 2 hours as my elapsed time. Go ahead and turn the page. Now we're doing elapsed time to the nearest minute. The baseball game started at 7:05. The game ended at 7:47. How long was the game? Start time is 7:05 to 7:47. I'm going to make my timeline. 7:05 goes on the left. That's my start. We always work left to right. 7:47's end time, so that goes on the right. All right, so now what we're going to do is we want this to be a 5-minute mark. Since this is on a 5-minute mark, 7:05 is a 5-minute mark, then we can just count by 5s and get as close to 7:47 as possible. So after 7:05 is going to be 7:10, 7:15, 7:20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and I'm going to stop at 45 because if I do my next 5-minute mark, which is 50, that would go past 47, so I want to stop there. The reason I stagger these numbers is so that way I'm not writing them all at the top and then they get super squished together. I like to be able to see them a little bit, so I just stagger them when I write them. Since I can't do another 5-minute mark, that's where I'm going to pause. So knowing that these are my 5-minute marks, I'm going to skip count by 5s until the last 5-minute mark I made. So again, we start, just like fractions on a number line, we start on our start time, but we never count it. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm going to stop there and write 40 at the bottom. From 45 to 47, I want to know how many minutes pass. That would be 2. I'm going to add those together. 40 plus 2 is going to give me 42 minutes. So my elapsed time is 42 minutes. All right, Julie started grocery shopping at 12:12. She finished shopping at 12:49. How long did it take? If you don't want to write this beginning part out, that's totally fine. You can just start with your timeline. So my start time is 12:12. My end time is 12:49. All right, in the last on the last problem, you heard me say that we wanted to start on a 5-minute mark. So I want to go to my next 5-minute mark. So at 12:12, what would be the next 5-minute mark? Our 5-minute marks are going to be, if you're looking at an analog clock, it's going to be the hour hands that represent the minutes. So it's the 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55. Those are your 5-minute marks. So if I'm at 12:12, I know that the second part of my minutes, so I know that after that would come 15. So now I'm on a 5-minute mark, so now I can skip count by 5s. So 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and I'm going to stop there because again, 49 is where I end. If I do a 5-minute mark from 45, that goes to 50, and that would go past my end time, and I do not want to pass it. So now I need to know how many minutes pass. So I didn't start on a 5-minute mark. So from 12:12 to 12:15, there are 3 minutes. Now I can count by 5s until my last 5-minute mark. So starting here, I never counted. I just start here. I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Write that down below as well. And from 45 to 49, 4 minutes pass. All I need to do is add these 3 numbers together. That's going to give me 37 minutes. So my elapsed time is 37 minutes. What you are going to do is I want you to try your best to answer this last problem. Look at the 2 problems that we did on this page together. You can also flip back to the last page and look at those problems, but I want you to attempt this problem on your own before you ask for help. So attempt it on your own. When you are done, you're going to bring it to Mrs. Haslow.